How many people have played bingo? Pengine sisi ni millennials. Unajua sasa sisi wa mama wazee kidogo kuna venye vitu tumezoea kufanya. Bingo is a game where you find people who have things in common with you. Kila mtu simama. So, find someone who has started a business. Find someone who has started a business. Kuna mwenye ameuza mandazi. Yeah, move around. Whatever business it is. Hata kama ni ya kuuza soko, ya kuuza nguo. Find many people. Kama mnaweza patana, you just scream bingo. Hata kama ni mare, fantastic. Sijasikia bingo. Sijasikia? Wonderful. Aya. Find someone who speaks more than 3 languages. Bingo! I like it. Namzunguke, guys. Aya, sawa. Find someone who has failed an interview. Well done. I like that. Kuna wengine wameanguka interviews mahali huko. Huyu? Find someone who has developed an app. Well done. Which app is that? What app? Shh. Someone back there has developed an app. What app was it?
One meeting.
A what? A data management system. Cilium. Ebu ambia watu how they can access your app.
Shh. One meeting.
Tell us about Cilium.
Is it morning still? Good morning.
Still morning.
Cilium is a management system company that we develop, I and my best friend. It's a management system that handles either an organization logistics, a building management. If it's a house, people have no need of maybe re-entering their data every now and then. If you want to maybe pay your rent, the moment you just pay, everything else will just be sorted, your receipt, your invoice, everything will just sent to you through the phone. There's nothing like hard copy unaandikiwa unaletewa chini ya mlango. We are past that now. And it's also used in school, like in terms of even in malls, maybe the paying of rent in stalls and everything. So yeah, and it's called Cilium. You can access it. I think it has a link I will share with you.
Oh, well done. Makofi kwake. Hey. Well done everybody. Let's have a seat. Asanteni sana.
One, two.
So, let me share a story. At the age of 19, nilipata ball. And venye nilipata ball, you know I'm a pretty baby. And being the firstborn in a family of 3, where you're the prettiest baby in town, and everyone looks at you like, umepataje ball manze? Yani, uchali, hakuwa naona venye you have a potential and your future, nini nini. That diminished my confidence. Nikasema na mimi hiyo ball nitaibeba mpaka wakati nitakuwa mtu mzima, because that is my baby. Why I'm sharing this story is because it drowned me to be a mom at 19. I struggled with my own confidence. Yet I was a very confident, outspoken, outgoing babe. And I was wondering, I start to struggle to. Everything you're seeing on the screen came because I had to work on my confidence. The reason why I call myself a phenomenal conversationalist is because people want to talk to people. I was in college when I got my TOEICs, just like you guys, second year student. And I figured that the best way to get out of college alive, well, and kicking, I did not want to die of poverty, was to use my voice. Mi ni mfupi, by the way, but kuna venye my presence has presence. As an award-winning public speaker, it came because of work on myself. And many times, and the reason why this conversation is important is because the biggest mental challenge is with ourselves when it comes to speaking in public. As an experienced TV presenter, I didn't just wake up and say, I want to be a TV presenter. I had to push my way to be a TV presenter. How many of us know Julie Gishuru? Guy, my God, millennials. Woo, tumejichomea. Half of these people do not know who Julie Gishuru is. Julie Gishuru, in our time, used to be and still is one of the most phenomenal women, influential women in Africa on screen. She used to host a show called Shinda Washinde. It was a raffle show where we would ask people to put in a raffle and then unakushinda do. And how many of us know Jalango? Thank God. Hey, kidogo nilikuwa nafikiria it was going to be a bit scary to talk to myself. Now, these people are prominent. And then there was me. And I kept asking myself, wah, nitawezana? Before I knew it, I was standing on stage and talking about what the Kenya Red Cross does. Again, it takes using your voice to be able to get there. Now, why are we having this session? It's to build confidence. Confidence is an interesting word. What do you understand about confidence?
My name is Melvin Sharon, KT 350. When I hear the word confidence, I understand you stand out to speak for yourself. Yeah.
Makofi! What do you understand about confidence?
Morning. I'm Emmanuel Onyango, KT 436. What I understand about confidence is having a Strong self-awareness. Yeah.
Makofi. All of those things are legit and true. Everything about confidence comes from within. And it comes from, one, recognizing that each of you has a story. It's how much you believe in your story that allows people to connect with you. And that's where the confidence starts. The confidence to create an app and fail. The confidence to get into an interview and fail, but still get up and do it regardless. It's a simple definition as, mi najiamini aje? What do I tell my story to be? And that's where confidence starts. We want to understand emotional intelligence. How many of us have been heartbroken? Some of us tumekuwa two serial heartbreakers. How many of us have been heartbroken proper? Thank you for being honest. Asante. Amjakuwa heartbroken? Sindio? And it's usually so bad. Mpaka unaenda tu ex unasema, I can do all this by myself. And being rejected can influence your emotional intelligence. Being told no can influence how people relate with you. We want to practice. This is going to be a very practical class on communication. What do we think communication is? Let me ask Mary, what do you think communication is?
According to me, communication is passing information between two people or more and understanding each other and giving feedback.
Makofi. I like it. Communication is actually exactly as she said. You send a message, you receive a message, there's feedback, but sometimes in between there's noise. There's noise of whether nimekupata, or whether umeniambia message kwa WhatsApp na nilikuwa nataka SMS. There's noise of language barrier. There's noise of sijakupata fiti, I've not understood you properly. These days, something that fascinates me about the new generation is we always talk about empathy. We want to be felt, we want to be seen, we want to be heard. What do you feel empathy is?
Hi everyone, my name is Ali Mohammed, KT 354. Well, for me, I think empathy is how you feel about others. Yes.
Good job. Makofi? It takes courage to say what you feel. What do you think empathy is?
Hi everyone, my name is Dinley and empathy is being able to put yourself in someone else's shoes.
Thank you. Makofi. Being able to put yourself in someone else's shoes. But you know it's not a must. It's not a must I put myself in your shoes because I have my boundaries. And I can feel where you're coming from, but I want to be able to relate with you in a way that respects the two of us. So we'll get to learn what all of those mean. So we've already done bingo. Why does your voice matter? My very first job interview, I was hopefully going to work at Jinadin. It was one of the biggest public relations organizations at the time. And I wanted to be in film. But in that interview, somehow, there was a panel just like this. Unajua kuna venye ukisimama mbele ya watu wanakuuliza maswali. What do you do? Who are you? What are you passionate about? What do you think this job is going to bring out for you? And how do you see your career? How many of us have been in interviews where, hiyo interview kidogo ilikuwa ngumu? How many of us have been in such a situation? It's interesting, isn't it? I want to hear what that experience was. Me, this one, leo acha ni increase step count yangu. What was that experience like for you?
My name is Kasimoto Kevin, KT 237, Technical University of Kenya. So a while back, I went for an interview at AA Growers. I was seeking for a job as their graphic designer. So it happened while I was seated across the panel. So somebody asked me, like, where do you see this company in the next 5 years? And that is something I had not envisioned. So the way I answered, it was sort of personal and not what they expected. So the guy told me, you came for an interview, but it seems you are so focused on yourself more than the company you're going to work for. So at that point, at first, it was genuine at first, but later on, while I was thinking about it, I felt like sort of rejection, something of the sort. And then another thing, he asked me, like, why should we hire you and not someone else? Yeah. So according to me, based on what I said, I believed it was based on what I was able to do. Then I was told openly, not like hiding or something of the sort, I was not fit for the job. Yeah. So it felt a rejection, like I felt sort of rejected. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing. Please, let's give him makofi, guys. Watu wa biashara wako wapi? People who have businesses. I had bingo a lot on this side. Nilisikia bingo mob sana. Let me ask you, because you have developed an app, and I'm assuming it's one thing that you want to be a success business, isn't it? How many times have you pitched that biashara and been told no?
I had an opportunity of pitching the app to 3 investors, or 3 buyers, I can say. Initially, what I wanted is because it's more of a very sensitive app because of data protection and everything, and the work that we put in, the cost of even getting the policies and the law registration and everything, we were to rent it to a school. I went to Meru to pitch it at the county government of Meru, and I had an opportunity to pitch it at Kemu University. But all of them were offering like a buyout. So I thought it was just, you know what, kijana mdogo, let us just buy him out so that tumalizane na hii. But it was a very difficult moment at the time because I know what it can do. And there is only one competition of such app that is in, I think, Belgium. They are doing it. So I thought, you know, if a month people are generating over maybe 50 million every month, why would I sell it for 6.5 million? Because they offered me 6.5 million that time. So we talked with my coordinators and also a lawyer. We had a lawyer, a very good friend, actually is my mentor. So I spoke to him and he told me, you know what, hapo utagongwa tu bure, and if something happens, itakuja kuletea shida. So another offer that came in was I went to a certain company at Tatu City. They were offering also to buy it. So I wasn't doing the buying thing. So, but in terms of rejection, I haven't met one. But in terms of maybe getting the policies and everything, we were being told, rudi tena, and a couple of times tukitengeneza hiyo kitu. It was a very tiresome job. But we tried, and at the end, because I went to that office, I myself went 3 times. My colleague went there for like twice. So we had to involve another person here to shughulikia.
Manze, simko strong. Mimi ningekuwa nishachoka. Well done, makofi guys. And how many of us have TikTok accounts? Of course, half this room. How many of us have TikTok accounts? Content creators, mko na influencers wangapi? Before I start, finding, Ati? Who has the highest? Let's hear the numbers. Who shout the number of followers you have on whatever platform you have? Wameo, nasikia umementioniwa. How many followers?
Well, good morning. Well, they keep increasing each and every day. So, I can't even remember the exact number. The last time I checked, oh, yeah.
Onyesha, watu wanataka kutoka na wangapi? 20,000. Manze, makofi, guys. Every one of those moments, whether you are a TikTok influencer, whether you're going to do a business, whether you're making a class presentation, because I'm sure many of us, kuna wenye obvious utaambia tu Wameo ndiye atamekio presentation. Ama there are people who probably anasema, mi wacha nikae backseat, sitafanya hiyo kazi. Every one of those moments requires you to speak. Every one of those moments requires you to express yourself. Hii story ya confidence saa zingine kidogo huwa inanikwaza, because what is your story? Andika, do this assignment for me just now. Where were you born? What was your first speaking opportunity? Where were you born? Where was your first speaking opportunity? And how did you feel? Where were you born? Where was your first speaking opportunity? And how did you feel? I want you to take a moment and reflect. You don't have to answer. This one is a very personal exercise, because that is exactly the moment that defined what you define as confidence. Sometimes our backgrounds, our history, where we were born, how we grew up, the people we met, and sometimes the people who are closest to us influence how we show up. Wacha tusikie English dictionary definition. Someone just Google the meaning of the word confidence.
Confidence, a feeling of trust in a person or thing, or a belief in one's own abilities.
What were those words you said? I had trust.
A feeling of trust in a person or thing, or a belief in one's own abilities.
Write those words: trust, belief. A feeling of trust, a feeling of belief. So there is inside yourself a feeling of trust. Do you trust yourself? And when you speak, do people believe in what you say because of how you say it? That's confidence. So the courage to be able to stand in front of people can influence the level of confidence that you have. Because the level of trust is what influences people to want to listen to you. Clarity. What are you saying and why? Why are you saying what you're saying? Why do you have 20,000 people listening to you, Amel? Why do 20,000 people still want to follow you on TikTok?
Well, thank you. I think, just as you said, they trust me. Yeah.
And why do you keep creating that content?
Yeah, because I need to continue building the trust that they have in me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which builds to connection. Thank you. Well done. Good job. Makofi, guys. Which takes to connection. The beauty about where we are now is that we have all come from different places, but we have things that bring us together. That's why we were playing bingo. Some people have failed in interviews before bingo. Some people have started biasharas together, bingo. Humanly nature, I don't know why you guys have cancel. Does cancel culture still exist? It's still there. Hey, guys. You do realize no man is an island, right? And people need people to excel. And that's where connections come. Why are you friends with the people you're friends with? Just write the name of the person first, like say, jina yake ina come to mind first. Why are you friends with this person? What do you bring to this table that makes that friendship valuable? And when you are interacting with your peers, why do you maintain those friends? Before you say, by the way, it's been real peace. Those connections are the things that now influence how we engage and connect with people. And then there's the final word, credibility. In a professional world, credibility comes when you are able to define and be honest and open about what you do. Someone, again, Google the meaning of the word credibility and tell us what that means.
Credibility is the quality or state of being believable, competent, and worthy of trust.
Again, what's the big word there? Trust. And being able to deliver it in a way that is trustworthy is very, very important to anything you will ever do when speaking to people in public. Whether you are pitching yourself as an asset, whether you're pitching yourself as an employee, whether you're pitching yourself as a business, you have to maintain your credibility and believe in the quality that you bring to the table, which takes work inside. Now, this is going to be a very practical exercise where I want you to reflect whether it's a class presentation, whether it's pitching a business, whether it's carrying out an interview. Do you understand who you're talking to? Do you understand the subject that you're speaking about? Do you know who you're speaking to and what their interests are? Right? How big is your stage and what do you want them to remember? The most important question there actually is, what do you want them to remember? Presentations can be interesting. Have you ever seen people who stand and then they say, tips to speaking better in public. Learn and understand your subject matter. Learn who your audience is and, if possible, their interest. What is the take-home message and you want them to carry? How big is your stage? Will you need visual aids or audio-visual equipment? How many of us have experienced those ones? Imagine, I have been there too, where we need to know how to interact with our visual aids. Visual aids here being either a prop, a PowerPoint, so that you create that connection with people. How long do you have to talk? Right now, I think I have less than half an hour. But what is your opening statement? How many people can remember what I said about myself? Let me see. Just thank you. Nimesikia poa? Ngoja. This one made me feel nice. Goja. Just give me 1 second. Step count. Step. Okay, 1 sec.
My name is Tasha Murugi, KT369. The opening statement was that you were a mom. You became a mom at 19, and then you gave a story on how people were shaming you because you're a beautiful babe and you have so much potential.
Yes, that is true. Thank you very much. The best ways to connect with people is when you tell an authentic story about yourself. Because it's who you are. There's no way you can run from your past. There's no way you can run from who you are. And the best stories are the stories that we know to be true, that give us the courage to stand in front of people and tell them. So getting to open in a way that connects people is so important that by the time they get out of there, they feel you. There's a lady called Maya Angelou. How many of us are poets? You know, there we go. You have a mic. Who was Maya Angelou?
She's from the US, and she's a poet, and she was fighting for mostly black culture.
Mm-hmm. Black culture, absolutely. She said, people will forget, but people will never forget. And Nisha Maliza. The final thing I want to share in this slide is practice. There is no way you will learn to speak in public if you do not stand up to speak in public. And everything else before that is what will help you to learn how to speak in public. Now, let's do this exercise. Everyone stand up. I want you to read the first line, stage presence and movement. Just that line, stage presence and movement. Stage presence and body movement. Now, I want this to be a very immersive exercise using all of those things. Posture. Put your feet just at equidistant to your shoulders. How does that feel? Stable, right? Steady. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Well done. Now read that line again. How did that feel? Sober, right? Like you believe in it. Posture is so important because it grounds you. I want you to feel your toes. I want you to feel your feet. I want to feel the comfort of your shoulders. I want you to feel your head relaxed. So anytime you're standing to speak in public, remember to put your feet at equidistance to your shoulders and breathe. Breathing is so important because then it leads to what we call vocal variety. Say this line in your lowest voice. Same line, stage presence and body movement. In your lowest voice. Now say it in your highest voice. Stage presence and body movement. Where did that voice come from? Here. I want you to use it from your diaphragm. Okay? Now say it like it's coming from your diaphragm and not your throat. One more time. Did you feel your voice becoming louder, stronger, more confident? Wonderful. Now let's go to hand gestures. Whatever your hands do, just do it when you're saying that word. Whatever your hands do, just do it. Now, I want you to try and put your hands open and motion the word movement. Okay? Now let's do it one more time. Stage presence. Use your regular voice first. Stage presence and body movement. Now use your highest voice and use your hands. Stage presence and body movement. Did that feel nice? Because your body is coordinating with your words. Right? Does that feel good? It's getting better? Now, we have something called stage movement. Niereke gwere. There are people who will move from this side of the corner and then they say stage presence and body movement because it is important for you to be able to listen to me as I'm saying what I'm about to say, because it is important for you to understand what I'm saying, because I am trying to connect with every one of you at the very same time. Isn't it exhausting? Pull your chair, tuck in your chairs for a second. Find space. Find space. Find space. Find space. You got space? You've got space? Now, I want you to draw an imaginary triangle. Just an imaginary triangle in front of you. Okay? Where the tip of the triangle is in front of you. So you have your right side, your left side, and your front. Anytime you want to speak to people, be very intentional about moving on that stage. Let every word define a movement. Whether you're making a presentation, find a concept, an introduction on one side, then gently, confidently, patiently with yourself, move to the next, and then if you can, move to the front so that people can feel you. Okay? Now, we're going to do this with the same words. I want you to move intentionally, whichever direction feels most comfortable for you. I want you to say the same words with posture, with vocal variety, with hand gestures, and now we're going to move. Okay? On 3, 1, 2, go. How did that feel? Nice, right? It feels that you can move because we are not statues. We are human beings. And when you move forward, actually now turn to the person, turn to the person, or either to your right. Ooh, Morema, babe. Turn to your right or your left. Whichever sides. Or maybe we can be together. So, first of all, have you created your safe space with someone? Like, you have your safe space, your body space. When you look at someone, when you look at that person, I want you to move a half a step forward. Just half a step. Just half a step. Did you feel some form of energy? Did you feel some form of energy? Did you feel energy? What energy did you feel? How did that, thank you so much, Romeo. How did that feel? Meskiade? I'm too close to you. Umekaribia sana. You guys came too close. I didn't ask you guys to hug one another. I just said move half a step closer. Because your energy will be what you project to the rest of the world. So when you project positive vibes, the other person will feel positive vibes. If you project I am scared, the other person will feel the nervousness too. Are we together, guys? Clap once if you can hear me. Now, same person, I want you to look at that. It's usually weird. Like, it's so strange to tell someone, look at your neighbor. In church, I don't like it when the pastor says that. Turn to your neighbor and say, Jesus is alive. Jesus is alive, you know. Jesus is alive. Now, I want you to say the same words. I want you to say to the person, you are beautiful or handsome. Feels nice, right? It feels nice to be told I'm pretty, guys. It feels nice. Now, clap once if you can hear me. Clap twice if you can hear me twice. Well done. Facial expressions. You can sit now. Well done. And because human beings are very shy, you will do this in your own small room. You remember that story we started with of defining who you are? Remember that first exercise we did? That first exercise? Let's go back to the answers you gave in that exercise. And I want you to look at them, the same answers. I want you to look at them with the first thing I want you to do. We are doing this, it's a practical exercise. I want you to smile at your story. I want you to smile at the story you wrote about yourself, where you're from, what was the next question? When you first spoke in public and how did you feel? I want you to first of all look at that and smile. Like smile at that story. It was so awkward. You know those moments where someone says, say your awkward moment. My awkward moment, my God, there are many. But I want you to smile at that story. Now, I want you to frown. Like, kunja sura. Kausha sura. Our faces express everything, right? From the way we interact with people to our eye contact to the stories we tell people. Our faces tell everything. Unajua kuna venye msee anaweza sema, especially relationships are funny, where a guy asks a babe, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. And then you roll your eyes. Aki chicks, we are just the best. Ama you have that, what we millennials call the Gen Z stare. We're trying to tell you, by the way, it's important for you to finish your assignment in time. Yeah, I heard you. Facial expressions combined with posture, combined with vocal variety, are what build connections with your audience. It doesn't have to be a multitude. You can just speak to one person. The biggest mistake I have learned to overcome when I'm speaking in public is to know that I'm not speaking to many people. I just want to build a connection with one person. I just want to feel that we are on the same wavelength. And I'd like to encourage you that when you stand to speak in public, speak to one person and hope to connect with just two people. You don't need to connect with everyone, just one person makes the world's difference. Kuna hii kitu tunaitanga props and visual aids. Just like I said, please, the next time you're making a class presentation, I am appealing to you. Do not stand like this. Okay? Stand this way. Internalize your presentation. The previous slides before said you need to understand who you're talking to, what you're telling them, what do you want them to take away. Visual aids are meant to complement your presentation. I want you to practice that presentation. The next one you're going to make in class, I want you to practice it. I want you to internalize that 5-6 slides. And what do you want someone to learn from that slide? So that you're spending less time reading your presentation and you want to engage with your classmates. Okay? That is just how you're going to become a really good presenter. Because people want to connect with your presentation. People want to connect with what your subject is. Whether you're doing molecular sciences, Aki, you guys are doing strange classes, or whether you're doing computing, you want people to connect with why this presentation is important for you. So please, I'm appealing to you, the next time you want to make a presentation, look less at your slides and more at your classmates. Hey, have we done elevator pitches before? We have, eh? Ah, fantastic. Guys, you've become a pro. In fact, this class is not even, hii nisha dismissi class. Tell us your elevator pitch. Umesema yes with such confidence mpaka nataka kuisikia.
Hello everyone, my name is Jacob Kamau Miano, KT47 from Laikipia County. I've done several, but the one that maybe I can go for is an elevator pitch that I did. It's not literally in an elevator, but it was something that had to happen very fast. I was working on a project last year. It's called Brotherhood Network, where I focused on empowering the boy child. So I'd gone to an investor to help me to get some funds so that I can be able to achieve this project. So when I was talking to her, she told me that, so she was asking me what I'm doing. And then it hit me, this is the time for me to pitch this idea. So I told her what the project is about, how long it's supposed to go, and who I'm targeting, from which area, and how much money I need, what kind of resources she can help me with. So she told me there are several organizations that she can send my way, which she did. And I was able to finish that project last year, but it's still continuing with other people from here. And I'm grateful for the lessons that I've learned from Katie. Thank you. So when she asked, okay. My name is Jacob Kamau Miano. I am a coach with Malik Foundation, and I'm currently working on a project called the Brotherhood Network that focuses on the empowerment of a boy child, which will go for around 6 months, and I need around 100,000 Kenyan shillings to achieve this project. The way in which you can help me is by connecting me with people or networks which can help me to either perform the various activities that I intend to do, or to offer mentorship, or to offer counsel to these boys. I would really appreciate anything that you can support me with, but specifically on networks and even in funding. Thank you so much.
Allah? Be quiet and take my money. I like it. I used to train. How many of us have heard of Lapid Leaders? Lapid Leaders. It's a forum almost similar to this one. And there's one lady, she stuck out for me the most. She told me, hi, my name is Rebecca. I like knitting because I was inspired by my grandmother. And I want to build this business of knitting so that I can give a warm sweater to anyone in need. Sometimes our elevator pitches are defined by the connections we want to establish with people, the gaps we want to address. And it doesn't have to be complicated. It's just one impact. You can even write this question down. What is my impact to the rest of the world? How do I want the world to remember me? My name is Emily. I am a communications professional, but I am passionate about teaching public speaking. I hope to connect with more people, but more importantly, I want to help young people believe in themselves more. For the simple reason that there's such great opportunities that are untapped because someone did not use their voice. What are your strengths? I'm sure we've gone through that exercise, right? Strengths, we've done SWOT analysis, right? Of strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. And how do you keep in touch with that person? What's that? I will want to speak to you more. I want to connect with you more line that you tend to use. There's something that in the communication space, how many of us are studying communications? Journalism, media, PR. Okay. You know about the 5 W's and H?
Good morning. My name is Melvin Sharon. So about the 5 W's, there is why, where.
Start again.
Why.
Why.
Where.
Where.
Who.
Who.
What.
What. When.
When, yeah.
There's a H. How.
How, yeah.
Okay. Well done. Makofi. That has been the best secret to learning how to speak in less than 60 seconds. Who are you speaking to? What are you telling them? When do you want to achieve something? Why are you telling them? And how do you intend to create a solution? Just that simple. Who, what, when, where, why, and how can help you in building the elevator pitch. Let's talk about emotional intelligence. Those words are big, eh? Self-regulation, self-awareness, empathy, social skills. I challenged you before to write the name of a person that you're friends with. Like deeply. Uyu, by the way, if you're pursuing politics, anaweza kuchomea because of how much they know about you. Like akona dati yako kabisa because you've built a sense of relationship, a sense of connection with this person. I am curious to understand what you define as self-awareness. Assume tu nimekukasirisha tu, I'm out of nowhere. Nimekam na hii kelele yangu, and I'm thinking that, you're self-aware. In fact, this corner is too quiet. What do you think self-awareness is?
My name is Mary Vate, KT39. Okay. Self-awareness, according to me, is knowing your strengths and your weaknesses, and generally knowing yourself, how you react, what triggers you, things like this.
Well done. Makofi, guys. Self-awareness also teaches you to know how you react, especially emotionally. Manze kuna wakati mtu anaweza kujamisha and you have a crisis happening and you have to maintain a straight face. How many of us have been through that? Msa amekujamisha tu yani and you still have to maintain a straight face. Because we are humans. We are allowed to feel upset. Now, self-awareness challenges you to be conscious about how you respond to every emotion. It challenges you to know that when triggered, this is how I respond. When upset, this is how I respond. When I'm emotional, sitaki kuongea na mtu, it tells you this is how I feel. The next time someone pisses you off, or the next time you are either happy about something, acknowledge the emotion. How many of us have gone through grief? Grief. A loved one has died. Or you have lost a relationship. You've lost a relationship. Someone has broken up with you. Do you know grief is one of the hardest emotions to deal with? Isn't it? But you still have to live life. Manze, when my dad died, I'm the firstborn of 3 people. When my dad died, I went through one of the hardest situations because I was sitting my KCP exams. And the week after, I had to make a class presentation. You know how you're trying to fight tears, but your face is kuna venye inaonyesha tu hauko. Sitting with emotion is very important, to acknowledge it, but to not let it control you. And that's where self-regulation comes, where you can observe the environment you're in to know how to respond to the stimulus. Whether it's anger, happiness, sadness, joy. Regulation is when you are in public. You're able to know how to respond in a way that maintains relationships, but also maintains your identity. Because who wants to hang out with someone who is bleeding everywhere? And you know, by the way, grief can make you bleed everywhere. When you're crying and you're like, by the way, guys, I'm not feeling right. I need to go into a quiet room, go in there and cry, and then come back. Put on your makeup, put on your strong face, and continue. Because life continues. That's regulation. But then there's also motivation. What inspires you? What inspires you to wake up every day and keep going? I am motivated by great energy, by good vibes. Me, I'm a good vibes kind of person. And those things can sometimes influence how we interact with people. Empathy, we had the other, a few minutes ago. It's about appreciating where the other person is coming from, but you do not have to immerse yourself in them. You just need to acknowledge. Because for the most part, especially when we get rejected, it's hard, it's heavy. And we have to pull back and say, you know what, this was just a moment, it wasn't personal, but I appreciate that I went through this. And then there's social skills. How many of us, like in this group, yesterday was it was very exciting to watch the award ceremony. Guys were screaming for others. Some people, hata amko amnapigia makofi, guys, hata amko kind. Social skills are defined by how we interact with people, how we give off ourselves to the world. How do you show up, you know, in a way that people will appreciate that you're present in that room? Let's play charades. I need 8 people, 8 volunteers, please. 8 volunteers. Chap, chap, time is running. How many people? Okay. We're playing emotional charades. Now, one at a time, come forward and express the emotion I told you to express. And all of us are going to try and guess what that emotion is. Excited. Well in. Next. Well in. Disappointed. Good job. Next. Frustrated. Well, hey, you guys are good at this. Okay, next. Anxious. Nervous. Well done. Good job. Good job. Ish. Good job. Next. Yeah, confused. Let me ask you, how do you express hope? How do you express hope? Is it? Itajipa, without saying a word. Don't say anything. If you thought that was easy. Oh, that one looks like you're praying. Well, that is hope in a way, isn't it? Kujiaminia. Well done. Good job. Makofi, guys. Next. Ungeisemaje? Ungeonyeshaje? How would you have shown it? Next. Let's observe, let's observe. Defeated is close. Defeated is close. Benjamin. Oh, Benson, you're almost right. Almost. Almost. Karibu. Do it again. Stress is close. How would you, thank you so much. My coffee, guys. How would you express that you're frustrated? Eh? Oh, it was embarrassed, actually. How do you express embarrassment? See, that's what he did, and you guys couldn't guess. My coffee, guys. And finally, confident. How do you express confidence? Huh? How do you express confidence? Without saying a word. And that's where we are. How do your emotions affect communication? Do you know our bodies communicate 65% more than our words? And our body language will always reveal our feelings. So I don't know how you would express frustrated, angry, happy, sad, proud. Half of us could not see embarrassment, but all our emotions, our body language will always be the source of communication. Now, in team scenarios where you pause, you acknowledge someone, this is a cheat code. In the next time you are in a heated conversation with a companion, a friend, a classmate, take a moment to pause. Take a moment to absorb your feelings. Take a moment to listen. Not listen to respond, but listen to their words. Listen to how they're saying their words. Listen to what they're not saying. Because sometimes what we are saying might not be what we are feeling. And you have to be patient enough to respond respectfully. We all want to be heard. And it's only fair that we give the other person the space to be heard. So the next time you're feeling like this one is getting steamy, take a moment, breathe, acknowledge your feelings, acknowledge the other person, and that's where empathy happens. And observe how you are responding to the person. If you value that relationship, you will take time before you respond. Because you respect this person enough to know that whether or not it works out, they are a person to be treated with dignity in the same way you would want to be treated. I think I'm almost coming to the end. Takeaways. Your voice will always create opportunities for you. Whether you are making a class presentation, and I want you to practice making class presentations because then you will learn how to make these presentations out there. Your emotional intelligence sustains relationships. Keep practicing. Observing yourself, take a moment to pause and express how you feel. Usishikilie. Sometimes holding on to that emotion can get you in a space where you have to fight yourself. It's okay to tell the other person, I am not in a good space to respond immediately. Give me some time. Because some things we usually say, when you say something, it's gone. And it's a make or break situation for you. Practice makes progress, not perfect. We are all flawed human beings. I am no better than you are. And each of us has a story. But if you want to truly show up for anyone and everyone, and especially yourself, you have to practice for the person you want to show up. If you want to be whichever career, whatever your choice of career is, show up for that professional in you. I have always wanted to be a public speaker, so I have to show up looking nice, wearing some bit of makeup. But I also have to practice in front of the mirror to make sure that I can deliver in a way that is appreciated. Do we have any questions? Jacob.
I have two questions for you. One is, so how do you tackle an issue, especially when you are on a call with someone, or rather it's a virtual setup where the other person is very angry at you, and in as much as he or she is trying to explain to you, you may not be able to read the emotions so that you can now know where to come in, or you're also trying to calm the situation, but they're still up there. They're very angry, they're very frustrated, and you're trying to bring them in a position where you can understand them. The other question is on guessing the issue, or rather guessing what could be the problem for the cause of the conflict, or rather the cause for the argument. So you're there trying to figure out what really could have happened. And so how do you really, you can't make someone tell you something, yeah? So how do you work with guesswork? Yeah.
What do you guys think? That's a good question, but I'm sure the answer is in this room. The answer is actually in this room. I don't have all the answers. I want us to be open and honest about, because these are real life experiences. How would you respond in such a situation, Immaculate?
Okay.
Let's listen, guys.
I haven't gotten the question on their phone. In such a situation, for me, I feel like I'm not a loud person. So for you to scream at me, hatuwezi elewana. So I will just take a break. Nitakuelezea, let us take a break kidogo, then we will come back. Because honestly, we can't be having a conversation. You are angry, then okay, for me, I don't like being too loud, and we cannot have a conversation. Hatuwezi elewana. So like we'll just agree, just tulia kidogo, then we'll come back to you, and then we'll make perfect time. Yeah.
The best way is to just chill and say, can we have this conversation at another time? I'll respond better.
Okay. It also depends with the dynamics of the relationship you have with the person talking to. Assuming this is your boss, he or she instructed you to do something, right? And you didn't do it rightly or correctly. So when they call you, I'm pretty sure you can tell them, relax, we'll have this conversation later, right? So in that scenario, I think you have to just listen to whatever they are saying. But from a point of really wanting to understand why they are behaving that way or why they are saying it that way. Yeah. Then two, we also need to understand the temperament of the other person. Because sometimes I might be aggressive, not necessarily because of what you did, but sometimes it's because of how my day is going. So it's just a way of me venting out of the frustrations I'm going through. Yeah.
How many people agree? Feels good, right? What about you, Abdi?
As for me, let's say if it is, let's say a dynamic of a client or someone, like he said a boss, first of all, I'll keep quiet, let he or she talk, by him or she talking, and at all your stress, so you feel like you try connecting with him or her, and then after that, you try, unamwambia, the way you say this, but it's not like that. It's it's somewhere like this. I'll try connecting with that person. Yeah.
Sometimes emotions bring out the worst of us. I mean, we're human beings, we're allowed to be angry. Just like he said, the dynamics are important, but it's important to isolate the emotion from the task. So if it's a boss kind of relationship, you need to, but you need to understand why they're upset. And how you respond will influence whether that person flares or whether they calm down. So be patient enough to listen to when they are expressing themselves. Then you ask, appreciate and tell them, I appreciate that you are upset about this, and I acknowledge, if you're the one on the wrong, acknowledge that you're the one on the wrong. If you're not, just ask them, what would you want me to help you with? Find a solution, find a common ground that can allow both of you to have a way around that conflict moment. It's not a one size fits all. Every situation is different. And so you have to be emotionally aware to ask the right, where are you coming from? Where is this stemming from? What would you want me to do? Can we talk about this later, if it allows, okay? So let's pause it there. I think also guessing games are, like, it's very difficult to play a guessing game with someone you can't connect with. So it's important to first where that connection is coming from. Now, let's get here.
Okay. Hello, everyone. So my question is about So my question is, how will you, because you just said that your voice will create opportunities for you, how will you express or maybe show out what you've done, maybe in life or in the opportunity that you're given, maybe being a leader or being someone in a certain space? How will you express or show out what you have done without the feeling like you might be bragging or being proud of certain sort than
Jeremy,
others?
do you feel proud of yourself?
Yes.
And the things you have achieved?
Yes.
Then what makes you scared of telling them?
Okay, at times you get into spaces where you talk about the things you've done or the things you have achieved in life, and some people might take it as if you're bragging, which I don't feel that it is good.
Thank you. Thank you for asking that question. How many of us feel that way sometimes? Like, manze nikianza kusema venye I am an award-winning public speaker, I'm a phenomenal conversationalist, and I am a senior manager, will make you feel less of a human than you are. It's true. But those are insecurities. The problem about insecurities is that they make us feel that the other person thinks that you're bragging. But there's nothing that gets you in the door other than your achievements. Right? What you have done in life and being able to speak confidently about it is what will allow you to get into the room. So please do not be afraid of expressing how successful you are, because you have earned it. It took work to get to where you have gotten. And it's not bragging. It's what you have achieved. So please feel free to tell people that you are a model, that you are an award-winning person, because you have earned it. And that is still part of your identity. Okay? I will take, that would be the last question because of time, but let me give you homework. The fear that I will overcome, the one communication habit that you will stop or start, one emotionally intelligent habit I will start is, if it's active listening, if it's pausing, whatever the next step will be. And in the next 7 days, I will speak up by telling people I have done fantastic charity work. Do not confuse humility with meekness. Meekness is almost like a sense of insecurity. But humility allows you to recognize that you have achieved these things, but it took a whole process. I am humbly so an award-winning public speaker because I took practice. But it gives me humility to speak to each and every one of you because you have allowed me into your space. I feel humble enough, but I don't feel meek. I feel honored, but I'm not afraid. Right? It's a practice. It takes practice to be able to feel that way. So, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate your time. I appreciate the engagement. And I do hope that in your next session, you will remember to stand with your feet equidistant to your shoulders. You will remember to use your voice from your diaphragm. You will remember to take a deep breath before you stand to speak in public. And you will remember to connect with people. Because that is where being able to speak in public starts. By speaking to just one person. Thank you, and I hand it to Michelle.
Makofi. Thank you so much for that beautiful presentation. Okay. So, hata mimi nataka tufanye charades kidogo, si ndio? Mniambie nafanya nini, si ndio? Najua tunafanya unajua. Nani anajua unajua? Hamjasikia unajua? It's Kenyan charades. Sawa? So nataka kufanya Kenyan charades for music. Mniambie hii ni music gani, sawa? Yes. Shiwo sha sha. Oh, haya, sawa. Nataka nifanye ingine. Sawa? Mniambie ni gani? Hiyo ni ya millennials. Sidhani mtajua hiyo. Acha nifikirie ingine. Acha nifikirie yenye nitafanya. Huyo ni millennial. That's a millennial. Nimejua tu hamtajua. Anyway, so because of time, nataka ni introduce our next speaker. Na before ni introduce our next speaker, nataka tufanye ka challenge kengine kakuwachangamsha juu huyu speaker anakuja next. She doesn't need introduction. Ni mwecheche, ni mbaya. Ni mbaya. So nataka you turn to your neighbor. Neighbor, turn to your neighbor. Mwambie neighbor. So turn to your neighbor. So nikisema zzz, umshike hivi mkono, sawa? Your hands should be greet each other. Salimianeni. Nikisema zzz, try to escape, sawa? na ama mmoja atry kushika mwingine. You get it? Nikisema grab, ugrab. You get it? Nikisema grab una grab. Mwenye atashikwa yani loser, na take L's, si ndio? Bado. Grab. Haya, tujaribu hiyo tena, si ndio? Haya. Tanione maluza. Grab. Grab. Okay, sawa. Nani ameshindwa? Hey. When you wameshindwa, take your L's and W's for the winners, sindio? So our next speaker, one meeting. Our next speaker, she is our senior Kizomba dancer. Hey, tulieni. She's also an emotional intelligence coach. Ametembea na sisi, si ndio? Ame-impact lives zetu differently, si ndio? Aya, let me welcome Madam Vicky. Ahu. Eka ngoma. DJ amelala. Enda home. One time for Spencer. Anza sahi. Hapo tu, mameni, welcome. Hapo.
Ngĩrigwo njĩke atĩa na magũrũ makwa mothe na mane makucoto ngĩrwo njethe kũrũ nĩwe dance master yule wa madanza kũdonjo ngĩrwo njoe moko hamwe na gasmairo nderuta ikinya niĩ ndĩ thoko piga up burukanga buruka piga up burukanga buruka piga up burukanga buruka piga up burukanga piga up burukanga buruka piga up burukanga buruka piga up buruka.
Coco, Espebas, Nyata. Gaëla Tikaya la patrona. Gilda Sambendengese. Mon ami Gaël, Niloïdjo. Man le meilleur, et donc les coïnjo à Toya la Bouni. Et Tingoma. Tikulu na meto Katushimba kananzi tikulu Shimba Bonga
Thank you for your presentation. You've actually made my work easier talking about emotional intelligence, so I'm grateful to you. So guys, I have 1 hour with you. I'm not projecting anything. Tumechoka. Sindio? We've learned a lot, right? By show of hands, how many guys have I trained in this room? Please stand up. So will you sign up for the peer mentorship program? You will. What's your name?
Manuel.
What year are you in? Third year. Okay. Don't sit. I am deeply, truly proud of you guys. Very proud. What we had yesterday in terms of the awards night, I think my job is done. If we have this kind of community, you guys are ready to take over the world. Right? Like a diamond? Like a diamond? I grow stronger? Under pressure? Over time. Like a diamond? I grow stronger? Under pressure? Over time. Like a diamond? I grow stronger? Under pressure? Over time. Makofi, guys. Give yourselves a clap. You can have your seat. So to just wrap up, I want to wrap up the presentations that have been done, the conversations that have been had. But I know when you guys are seated down there and you're thinking of emotional intelligence and where you are in life, you have questions. So it will be a session called Questions with Coach Vicky. I want you to ask me anything that is troubling you, any questions that you need answered so that you can have a conversation. The first one I'll ask you is, how many feel that adulting is really adulting them right now? Tipape singengoja nimalize swali. Saddam, why? Why is adulting right now?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
First and foremost, we all talk about responsibility, but we never had the responsibility whereby you are young and a firstborn, you have siblings, you are 10, and maybe let's say the guardian who was taking care of you guys is no more. So now everything falls under you. There is adulting and adulting pro max. Hii yangu sasa, it's kind of adulting pro max, honestly, because in terms of, let's say, how you need to behave around them, starting from how you communicate with them. Kila jioni lazima I check up on them. I make a call, nijue who is doing okay. Kuna maybe mgonjwa lazima nijue. So I became their father and their guardian. Our second born is just finished KMTC, so you can imagine. Na pia yeye anajaribu. But the sole responsibility falls on you, and you need to grow as a person as well, because maybe in future I need to have a home, I need to have a wife, kids of my own. Yeah, I am manifesting. And apart from that, I would really love to say that maybe I don't have, you need to just work smart, so that you don't need to work at age 70, taking care of people at age 60, 80. And it's been really eating a lot of people up. But for me personally, I can say there's a lot of pressure. The pressure is there. And one day at a time, since we spoke, Madam Vicky, actually Madam Vicky called me. I have to confess this, say it out loud, because I was working too hard. And one of you guys, a friend, a very close friend of me, she called Mentor Vicky and told her, kuna mtu hapa, kama if we are not careful, tutampata, tutamokota mahali huyu. Because we were working with her at some point. So she told Madam Vicky, and Madam Vicky called me. The day Madam Vicky called me, I was on the road. Hata yeye mwenyewe alishangaa. That is the same topic we want to talk about. And I was on the road, I was heading to Meru. So she told me, ukipata nafasi niambie. So immediately nilifika, I called her. I told her, yeah, sahi niko kwa room, nimeingia kwa the hotel I booked, tunaweza ongea. She talked to me. She told me you need to take a break. Even if maisha inakupeleka mbio, you need to take a break. Na hakuniambia ati sijui kunibembeleza, hivi aliniambia head on. Kaniambia angalia, hatutaki kupoteza at a young age. Your body will give up and you will shut down. So I took a break for 2 months, November and December. Nilikaa nyumbani for 60 days. Na nilicount. Nilikaa nyumbani and I was there back at New Year. I took the kids tukaenda tukaona nini huko Garden City na tukarudi. So it's like, you know, I had to listen because sometimes unakuwa unaamuka na migraines, you might take painkillers ati unajaribu kujirelaxisha, but it was tough and still I'm trying. But one step at a time, because si kitu ya kufanya tu mara moja. Sometimes I might find myself maybe in 4 months nimepiga vitu mfululizo najiambia this is not the way to go, lazima take a break kidogo. And thank you very much. And I would like also to also thank you for maybe in terms of how we balance things, because najaribu pia hiyo part. It's been hard. How you balance, because you might be maybe putting so much pressure on something and you're not balancing also your studies. But I've been balancing because I do my evening classes. Nikimaliza shughuli yangu mchana, jioni nasoma. So it's been well, but tuko na mvutano hapa na pale. Thank you.
Saddam. Anyone else adulting? Yes, there's Kazimoto, there's Gabriel.
Okay, good afternoon. Yes, thank you for this opportunity. So now, yes, there are so many things maybe that we might be going through, and I've used we because I know there are people who will not speak, but they are experiencing. So for me, I think it can be more tougher on me because maybe in my family, I'm the only one who has reached university. And everyone is expecting that maybe someone in university should be having money. And maybe sometime back before my father died, my mother was telling me almost everything to an extent that our last born asked her, why are you telling Gabriel almost everything? Is he our dad? So, and maybe the other day, I think about 1 week ago, they were going back to school after midterm, and now they called me, and as I was conversing with my mom, the sister asked her, what will I say about the school fees balance? Then I asked my mom, how much is it? Have you been told? She told me no. I asked her, so I became somehow rude because I asked her, I know when she came home, you just took her to the farm. You did not ask the most important thing, because once they come on holiday or midterm, there are some information that they've told to pass to the parents. So, and now, right now, I have just cleared my studies, And I know I am competent, yeah? I am able to perform tasks. But so the family is expecting me, I should provide. But where I go to look for something to provide, people are seeing me as someone with a disability. So they don't see my ability. So you find that it's a challenge because, yeah, that way. Yes.
Give him a proper clap, you guys. Before Kasimoto shares how he's adulting, Gabriel, that's a real challenge, and thank you for being vulnerable to share that, right? And being open enough. First, most of us, we are suffering from something called black tasks. True or false? You've not even cleared uni yet. Namnangojewa, sindio? But here's the thing, when you're talking about emotional intelligence and looking at that balance in life, which is not really a balance, we try to balance. My rule of thumb is, if you can't take care of self, you can't take care of others. There's this cliche thing of, if you pour from an empty cup, do you think you can get value from it? Right? So in moments in life, you have to build yourself up first, so that you have the capacity to be able even to support others, right? It's easier said, but that's just how the process is. But Gabriel has a unique situation where people view his disability as an inability, yet he's competent. He's emotionally intelligent, he's trained, he's self-aware, he knows how to work with a team, but that's a unique challenge he experiences. I think that's just an awareness that we are all experiencing things uniquely. But Gabriel, how I can encourage you is you keep refining yourself and your skills and not giving up. I mean, you're running a business, right? The last conversation you had, you wanted to fire employees, right? And every time when I'm thinking of my biashara and I want to give up, I remember you, Gabriel. I sit down and ask myself, how can I give up? And you are running employees, Gabriel, and managing payroll. You understand? So that is motivating and inspiring. And sometimes when you're in that element of giving up, please remember your why, right? So that thought has to come from you first, and that belief has to maintain with you, regardless of what the society thinks, right? Yeah. Kasimoto?
Okay, my name is Kasimoto Kevin, KT237. It has been honestly a tough journey. Reason being, there are some of things in life I think you can't be taught. You have to learn in the process. For instance, I'll say the relationship I've had with my brothers and sisters, it has been a bit tough in the sense of I'm the last born of a family of 7. Funny enough, I do take up the responsibilities of the firstborn. Yeah, and I remember it has been a bit challenging. I remember in 2024 when we lost our mom, I almost took 50% of the burial budget. So you can imagine such a thing. It reached to a point I had to be emotionally, to be there for them. Yeah. And for them, they believe that since I'm privileged, because it's from a point of, it seems like what they never got, I got. So I have to do what? Give back to them. So I think for me it has been challenging in the sense of the relationship I have with them. Then 2, it is just to a point where things are tough from my end. Like I can't call back home. I can't talk to my brother, I can't talk to my sister, because for them they expect I should be better, I should be doing more. Yeah. I've tried a couple of businesses, they have failed. Yeah, making losses consecutively. And to sometimes it's challenging, because I remember a while back I was thinking of between balancing school and running a business, a bit challenge, because in the sense of, you see, for the most people we do employ, they're either friends or people we know, but that is not a guarantee of a person being competent doing the thing you're employing them. So you realize sometimes it's a challenge, because you coming from a point of, this is your friend, at the same time you have to reprimand them to produce certain quality of output. So you realize it's challenging. Yeah. So for me, it has been sort of draining me to some extent. And then more so another aspect where now I was transitioning from working, now going back to school. So in this era, I've been mostly working, providing for myself, doing everything. So whatever I need, I do and work for it. Now at this area, I have to sort of depend in the sense of the allowance I'll get, maybe the savings I'll get, or maybe the profit. So sometimes it's a bit challenging, right? So transitioning from having, like, receiving a salary each and every month, at least you budget for everything. Now I'm coming to this area where I have to wait until a certain period before I make a request, before I do this. So for me, it has been a bit tough. And then two, I'm also leading a group of 16 people who are, I'm also helping them in the sense of the challenges they're going through, especially the emotional part and everything. So I'm also helping them to make sure that they do at least they have a better life, not necessarily financially, but holistically. So for me, it has been a bit tough because sometimes I might be from school, and then someone calls you, they start telling you how the whole day has been. I'm already tired. So I also have other things I'm doing. For instance, I'm volunteering to a certain team where I do graphic designs, but I'm managing the team of the things they're posting and everything. So for me, I'll say I'm doing all these, but at the end of it all, I can't say like, I feel like I'm not moving forward in the sense of, and I think it's also from a point of comparison, in the sense of the people who are around me, like most of them, the things they do, they're being paid. For instance, I'm volunteering. So you realize sometimes it demotivates me in the sense of, is it worth it to do this thing? Yeah. So that is what has been the most challenging part from my end.
Thank you, Kasimoto. Give him a clap. Does anyone share the same challenge as Kasimoto, even if it's one thing? Anyone in this room? Comparison? Anyone? No one suffers from comparison. So our sharp boys, sharp girls are affect online. Mnanidanganya. Right? So what is explaining, Kasimoto, you're doing a lot of things, but all I could hear is others, but you're not doing anything for yourself and your well-being. And that's a problem. Right? So it's something probably you can take time to reflect on, and we can have a conversation around that, right? But I can pick up from that and give you just one checklist that you can go and apply in your life. It's called the READY checklist. READY, right? READY. Why? That's the only thing I want you to write today. READY. READY. Right? Ready going downwards. R stands for reality. We all have different realities we are facing currently. You've had Kasimoto, you've had Gabriel, you've had Saddam, and others. All of us have a different reality. When it comes to reality, I want you to remember, what are the facts? Write that question. What are the facts? So if I speak on Kasimoto's example, I would ask myself, what are the facts of the things I'm going through right now in my life? Right? E stands for emotions. Your emotions. We've talked about emotional intelligence. I'm an emotional intelligence practitioner, but I can honestly say that sometimes I put emotional intelligence out of the window and I misbehave because I'm human. Right? But when it comes to emotions, you have to recognize what you're feeling. So stop escaping what you're feeling. I like when he was expressing himself, he said, I feel. You're told in emotional intelligence, use I feel statements so that you're very and so in touch with your emotions, you're not escaping from them. So you have to recognize what you're feeling. If you're feeling that you're feeling pressure, that you're not getting a job, what are the facts? The first thing is to see what is the reality I'm facing and what is the emotion I'm feeling. A stands for alternatives. What's the alternative? I have a reality, I have an emotion I am feeling, but what's the alternative? What are my options? What options do I have? So under alternatives, I want you to put that question. What options do I have? I have disability. What options do I have? How can I pitch myself in a different way? My current reality is this way. What options do I have? D stands for direction. Direction. Which choice aligns with who I want to become? That's a question I want you to put under direction. What or which choice aligns with who I want to become? Sometimes we get lost in the noise. Everyone has an opinion nowadays for everything and anything. I go on TikTok, I get overwhelmed. People have become relationship experts in absolutely everything. So I want you to live by this ready checklist for you and the situations that you go through in life. When it comes to you thinking about your direction in life, it must align with your values and who you want to become, not what others' intentions are or what they think you should become. It's you. Who do you want to become? Finally, Y stands for your values. Values is a nice fancy word as well. It can be overwhelming, but how I like to break it down is, I usually say value is that one thing that's a non-negotiable for you. For example, one for me is respect. For another person, it's integrity. For another person, it's trust. For another one, it's honesty. It's about time that you're very clear on your values, because your values will affect your relationships as well. It will affect your friendships and how you connect with people. Right? So when it comes to your values, does this reflect my values or someone else's expectations? So stop living according to other people's expectations. When you think of your values, what's your expectation for who you want to become? Does it make sense, guys? So any situation you're going through in life, I use this framework, ready, very simple. I have to first acknowledge my reality instead of escaping from it. I have to look at my emotion. What am I feeling? Yes, I'm disappointed. I have to look at exactly alternatives. What are my options? And that way, this ready checklist keeps you proactive so that you don't dwell in the situation you are in. Right? Final question, relationships. How are your relationships going? Spencer, are you dating? Are you not ready? I have asked you, are you dating? Not really. What is not really? Are you in situationships? Is it a cocktail of things? You're not dating? Okay. How many in this room are dating? Mnanidanganya kama kawaida tu. Melvin, are you dating? You're not dating Jackson? Where Wameo kwani in his relationship? Are you dating Wameo? You look guilty. You look like you're exploring. Who's dating? Will be honest enough. Ah, good. My mentee is very happy. You can see how she's glowing and wearing pink. Yes, Chemtai.
I bet you all know my name. Yes, I'm currently dating. You all know my name, right? Yes, Diana Chemutai. I am currently dating. This is my 5th month.
All of a sudden, what
You can't hear. Hello? Can you hear me well now? Yes, this is better. Really? Yes. At the moment, I'm in my 5th month of dating. Yes. Yeah, I got in intentionally so well, and things are flowing so smoothly. I'm enjoying it. I wasn't expecting it to be well as it is, but it's good. Looking forward. the second phase, me, I had given it to, in my reason for getting in, I was giving it into phases of 3 months, 3 months, 3 months. Now I'm in the second, third month. At first I was like, maybe it's just the, you being jovial and you being in for everything, like just enjoying the vibrancy. But now I'm in the second phase, and in this second one, there you have to face the realities of life, everyone's situations, where they are, what are you doing, what are you looking forward for. But for me, I don't know, I feel like, hey, reality, your life, like, why were you there in the first place? And you have to carry yourself with grace, with energy, and just go for what you wanted. Yeah.
Thank you, Chemchai. Anyone else? Anyone else? Yeah. Oh, Benson. Hey, let me come there very quick. Yes, thank you. Hey.
Sazeni. Sazeni.
Wow.
So, I'm in a very serious relationship. Okay, lakini mimi sijui niseme tulia.
Sana mashida. Si tungeanza the positives.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lakini sijui vile tulienda tukadate, tulikuwa friends kwanza. So from second year mpaka third year part 1 ndio tukaanza kudate sasa. And we are still there until now. So it is a serious relationship, by the way.
Are
So,
you?
yeah?
Yes, go ahead.
In a relationship, there are ups and downs. That's what I can say. So sometimes you disagree and you look for solutions. So, but we maintained it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Benson. Anyone else? In a very Wenjoro, nani? Who else? Oh, who? Ian, are you dating Mr. Mauritius? Why not? How are your relationships looking like, Ian? I'm curious because the last time we interacted was, guys, one meeting. One meeting, yes.
Yes.
How are your relationships looking like?
How are my relationships with?
How are they looking like, your relationships? Are you dating, not dating?
I am
What's
not
your
dating.
experience? Is it a choice?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
How is your relationship looking like in your life currently? It doesn't have to be intimate, yes.
One
Meeting, guys.
I have friends who I was with in school that I keep in touch with. My voice is a bit hoarse because of all of the shouting yesterday. But yeah, I have friends who I keep in touch with that I was with in school. I make new friends from, I've made new friends from the circles that I am in now that I wasn't, like people who I've just met, having recently come back into the country, people I've reconnected with from within the trusts community, especially people in the younger years who I have never met before. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
But I wouldn't say it's by choice that I'm not in a relationship. Like I am staying open to more self-discovery and greater and greater levels of self-awareness. There are things that happened in the past that that I would say I wasn't conscious of, and right now in the future, when you have more space and time to consider them, and the heat of the moment from the past has passed, you understand yourself better. So as that process unfolds, and I keep putting myself in spaces where I meet people who I have things in common with or do the same activities with, then I'm open to the process of naturally meeting someone else. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Ian. Anyone else? The reason I'm asking, anyone? Oh, you're dating someone, or she's dating people. Give her 3 mics. Are you dating? Okay. How is it? One meeting, guys.
Yes, I am currently dating for the past 3 months. Okay. Okay. What am I supposed to say? It's not what I expected. Yeah. I think because I hadn't been. This is my first relationship actually. It was. It was. It's. Hey, how will I explain this? What I envisioned is not what I'm getting, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. I think I was envisioning more of a fairy tale kind of story. You don't have problems. You guys just click instantly. But learning that you get to learn each other in the process, and there's a lot of compromise. Let me give an example. He processes things fast before he talks. I talk fast before I process things. So it's obviously bringing a bit of a tiff, but it's also an opportunity for me to grow as well, because I'm learning to be more empathetic. I'm learning to deal with someone who has a different personality type that I am. I'm mostly extroverted, he's introverted. So even when you go out, I'm the one trying to bring the energy, but when you're indoors, he's all over the place. But yeah, it's been an experience. It's highs and lows, as Benson mentioned, but yeah, it's a very good high.
Thank you. Give her a clap. So in this era of artificial intelligence, you guys went through an artificial intelligence talk, I hear, right? Do you feel relationships are still important? Jerry, do you feel like relationships are still important?
My name is Maureen Jerry, KT442, a third-year student in Kenyatta University pursuing bachelor's in econometrics and statistics. And in this era of AI, it depends if you're that type of person to kama relationships works for you, good. Kama they don't, fine. Yeah.
So if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't, right? Is that the approach? Yeah. What's the approach? Do you feel relationships are important in the era of AI? Yes. Why? Yeah.
Hi everyone. My name is Diana, KT401. So in this, yes, relationships are important. Why? Because we all need someone to talk to, express our emotions, and actually share our weird side, right? But I think it has become difficult because of what the social media mostly is selling to us. So at this point, you don't even know what's true, what's real, and what's not. So I think it's better you just do what works for you.
Why I'm asking that question is because some of you are dating ChatGPT. Do you know some research has been done? True or false? Right? Some of you are on text on ChatGPT asking for advice on Gemini, on Kimi, and all those AI platforms that are there, right? But here's the thing that I need to tell you. Leave alone emotional intelligence. It is now a prerequisite that you have to develop human skills whether we like it or not. Robotics it's taking over slowly, but it's not going to take over your human interaction, right? When I came for camp yesterday, I just arrived yesterday, peer mentors who are serving are absolutely burnt out because of the work they've done from day one up to this day, right? So we have AI and we have platforms and whatnot, but I could still see the humanness in them, and that's something that we can't escape from. True or false? There's a recent therapist I was listening to, and she was explaining that in therapy right now, she's a couples therapist. A gentleman walked in her office and told her that I am dating Ingrid. Ingrid is an artificial intelligence lady. And he was explaining to the therapist how happy he is. He feels very fulfilled, right? She does everything he asks for. She does not argue. I'm sure the married people in the house can connect, right? Especially men. I'm sure you would want an Ingrid for yourself. She doesn't talk back. She doesn't complain, whine. You know? That's the age we are living in. So she was explaining as a therapist that she has to adjust her style of counseling because the world is changing. And she cannot approach such a client with judgment, right? She also explained, like 20 years back, in a room where she was doing couples therapy, when they'd asked a question of if anyone in the room is divorced, no one was willing enough to stand up and say, you know what, I'm a divorced person. So when I tell you some of you are dating here at GPT and you're looking at me like with blank eyes, it's happening. That has become your confidant. And the more you do that, you're losing touch with your humaneness. And I can guarantee you relationships are important. It doesn't matter if you're in tech, if you're behind the scenes, behind closed doors, you need some human element. Even to sell your product, you need that person to sell it to, right? So what I'm advocating for is embracing AI, but realizing that your people skills is still very important. We are together, guys. You have to have an element of balance. Do not be someone caught up with the wave. Have an element of balance and go back to your ready checklist. Look at your realities, but at the same time, look at what is it and how you're becoming for yourself. So I will still encourage you to date responsibly. Stop with this thing of Andrew Tate. We moved from those moments. And Andrew Kibes, please. Right? Ladies, this checklist that you have for men, unless you're going to manufacture them in some factory, please ditch it. Your friendships. It's important that you learn how to develop friendships. Kasimoto, I'll encourage you to have a community. Community is even 1 or 2 people around you who can support you, right? Because I usually say after all is said and done, all of us, we have a sunrise and we have a sunset that's coming. That's one reality we can't escape from. You need to look at your life and see how intentional you have been. And my desire is that you live a fulfilled life. After all this chasing, after all the rat race, after all the work, after all the jobs, after all the money that you keep chasing, please remember what's important in life. Put your hand on your chest. I want you to feel your heartbeat. That is what's important in life. Every single day that you're able to wake up and breathe, please remember gratitude. Are we together, guys? Please remember what's important in life. Do not lose the plot. You will have moments where life will throw you upside down. I'm not going to guarantee you peace. Chaos is part of us. But always feel that heartbeat and remember, that's why you're living. Every day that you wake up, have gratitude and say thank you. Have gratitude and say, you know what, I have this health, it's not perfect, thank you. I can walk, I can feed, say thank you. Are we together, guys? I want to wrap it up. It's been an absolute pleasure. Cohort 1, Cohort 2, 3, 4, who've undergone the peer mentorship program, and every other KT scholar that you've interacted with. I am looking forward to continuing this journey with you. I have seen you grow. You've truly, truly evolved. You've made us proud. Personally, I'm a proud coach. Yeah? And we can call it a wrap. Maybe end it with that. I don't know how we are going to dance here. Can we dance? Patience. We can. Okay. So I want us to wrap it up, but before we do, guys, before you go, I want to give the counselors a moment. Just a takeaway and something that has stood out for them throughout the camp, throughout this session, as we wind up in style. Is that okay? Yes. Counselors. No, I'll actually give you because you're pointing at it. Just a takeaway, what stood out for you?
Afternoon, guys. What can I say? I've had a very, very wonderful time with my team, Group 8. I've interacted with also some of you outside there, and I really, really appreciate you. What I can say is this. Okay, better? what I can say is this. You guys have so much potential. I was where you are, and I just never anticipated that I would get to where I am right now. Imagine you have so much potential. Just believe in yourself and just try. Whatever it is that you want to do, try. Legally, try. You'll be very, very surprised. Yeah? All right. God bless every one of you. Right.
Hi, habari zenyu? Yes, my name is Pauline Kilonzo. My takeaway for this entire camp is wisen up, skill up, and stand out. That I've realized is one thing that we all have to do as young people. Mimi pia ni young person. The one thing I would also like to add is there is something, unajua ile kitabu yenye tunatumia ku identify depression, ilitengenezwa na wazungu. So they were describing depression about hiyo kukua low and all those. But in Africa, I've noticed there is something that is not in that book called high functioning depression. It's not yet kwa DCM-5, but it's there. It's something that I've seen it with my mother, I've seen it with people. This is where, from the outside, it feels like bills have paid, everything is done, check, my friends are happy, relationship are all there, it's all going fine. But at the end of the day, hapo kwa hiyo usingizi, ukiwa umelala, you're feeling overwhelmed, you feel tired, you feel fatigued, you know, at the end of it all. And then you wake up again and do it and do it again and do it again. So please listen to yourself. When you're tired, take a break like Vicky advised him, because ni wewe, hakuna manual. We were not given a manual about adulthood. You see, these ACs, zilikuja, una press open, inafanya, and all that. There is no manual in adult life. Whatever works for you, just listen to yourself and do it to the best. Your best, not my best, your best as an individual. Are we together? Yes. Okay.
Hi, everybody. Yeah, I'm Nancy Njaga. I must say that even for us, this was a learning experience. And nobody has a monopoly of knowledge. So even when we interact with you, we are carrying something that is likely to not only help you, but also to help somebody else. But one of the things that I must commend you for me, my experience was the level of self-awareness. That was at another level. Yes. And one of the things that I also got, the feedback was those who have gone through the peer mentorship, because that is basically what consistently they were saying, that they are not the same. So I'll probably just reinforce that. If you haven't gone through that program, please do it, because that was very, very consistent. The last thing that I want to say is boundaries. Know your personal boundaries. Because when you do not know how far or how much you can accommodate, you find that you're basically playing God. You allow everybody into your space, and at the end of the day, you're so sapped, you're no use to not only yourself, but also to the people that you're trying to help. But ultimately, we are here to help. If you have to see a you're weak, it is because you get to a point where you find, I've hit a snag, I just need to be unraveled a bit, and then I can take off and continue moving. So seeing a counselor is not a sign of weakness, and we are here for you. God bless you.
Good afternoon. So I'd like you to repeat after me. I may not say it properly, but just say it. Joie de vivre. Joie de vivre. Joie de vivre. So, what it means is the joy of living. The joy of living. Don't forget that in this rat race, whatever that you are doing, whatever activity that you're partaking, don't forget the joy of living. Each and every day, remember to live. Remember to do the things that make you happy. At the end of the day, just try to think of something that you've done throughout the day that is making you happy or that has made you happy. Sawa. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Yes, my take home is public speaking, and it inspires me because as young people, we must learn to inspire others. As KT family, you have a privilege individually and collectively, learning what you have learned during those days. And I was sharing with my friend and I was saying, I wish some of the things that I'm hearing today as a counselor were said to me when I was a little bit younger. I would be different. Seize the opportunity, use the resources that you have been given, use the time that you have been given, remembering that you are writing your own story. Finally, your background does not define you. I was sharing with my group some of my pictures when I was young, the time that I could not be able to afford a shoe. And even one of my group members said, "Is this you?" And I said, "Yes." And the background was our small house, badly looking, but I transformed that. So you can transform your background. Seeking help is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. Don't be defined by where you have come from. Write your own story, and so that tomorrow your success story will inspire someone. Thank you and enjoy your afternoon.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to echo what my fellow councillors have said. I can see the impact of KT on all of you because the mindset that you have is remarkable. And I was even telling myself that when I was coming here, maybe I learned from all of you, and especially the speakers. Today I've learned the triangle method. I would have been the one who's pacing everywhere. So you have a good opportunity here. Don't squander it. Okay? Have a great end of the day. Thanks.
Okay, so just to wind up, I think afternoon I'll be given the program. I'm not sure what the afternoon session is. All I know, we are going to dance. But as a parting shot is, the goal is that for every room that you enter, I hope you don't need to introduce yourself twice. Let your presence be felt and be exceptional. Is that okay? Team igniters in the room, kujeni mbele. We are going to do a guyad, all of us together. Are you ready? Yes. Igniters, kujeni mbele. If I have any team igniters here. Do I have any team igniters? Angalia huyo anasimama. Wewe hata hujafanya pia mentorship. Igniters. Any igniters in this room? Wameo. Oh, okay. Two, swing, 5, 6. One more time. 1, 2, swing, 5, 6. Very good. So you'll do 1, 2, swing, 5, 6, swing, then side, side, swing. Sawa? Yeah. Can you try? 5, 6, 7, go. 1, 2, swing. 3, 4, swing. Side, side, swing. Forward, forward, swing. Hivyo ndo tutamaliza. Let me repeat. Poleni. Let me repeat. Sawa? Let me demonstrate. So it's 1, 2, swing. 3, 4, swing. Side, side, swing. Forward, forward, swing. So, let's try. 5, 6, 7, go. 1, 2, swing. 3, 4, swing. Side, side, swing. Forward, forward, swing. Tuanze ngoma hadi hapo. Sawa? Let's try. Go back to your space. Are you ready? Yes. DJ. Let's go. Step, step. Enjoy the music, guys. Alright, let's face each other. Umeona? So it's 1, 2, swing. 3, 4, swing. Side, side, swing. Then forward and back. Sawa? Let's try that. Ready? 5, 6, 7, go. 1, 2, swing. 3, 4, swing. Side, side, swing. Forward and back. So, are we good? Yes. Now from there, I want you to do the guitar guillard. Guitar guillard. Are you ready? Yes. So you start with this side. So guitar guillard is 1, 2, 3, 4, and time. 1, 2, 3, 4, and time. 1, 2, 3, 4, and time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Meshika. Yes. Alright, let's try from the top. Try from the top. Let's go. Alright, let's face each other. 5, 6, 7, go.
Come closer, just a little closer. Don't tell me you can't come my way. I'm right here with till I